Now, remember I said earlier, you might not have the specific problem, but you have the specific identification with the problem. Here's what she says. My sister and I are in conflict and are not speaking to each other. I'm not sure why she's mad at me, but she accused me of something I didn't do. And here's her question. Who makes the first move in a healthy relationship? Who makes the first move in a healthy relationship? The answer to that is the healthy person makes the first move. And what I don't mean by that is the healthier of the two. Okay, what I mean by that is any healthy person makes the first move. That is the nature. That is the nature of people that thrive and people that are redemptive forces. And by redemptive forces, what I mean is that you might not be at fault. It sounds like here, she feels like she didn't do anything. And you hear people say this all the time. Well, it's not my problem. They're the ones that did it. They should come to me. Really? That's how you want to be? You want to leave the power for reconciliation and the power for healing and the power for getting to the next level 100% in someone else's hands and admit I am powerless and unable to even try to bring about a good ending? Really? Is that the kind of person you want to be? The people would say, well, they can come to me. I don't think so. What if a fireman said that? Well, their house is on fire. It's not my problem. Call me. Well, certainly they're going to call you, but I think if the alarm went off and they hadn't called you, you might go there too. Okay. So the second reason for that is many times they might not have the capacity to take the first step. Okay. Maybe they're too arrogant, narcissistic. Maybe they're too selfish. See, I'm starting out with some bad stuff here, right? Because that doesn't matter. That you've deemed yourself, I'm speaking to you generically, I'm not talking to her. She's not doing this. I'm speaking generically to the people who say, well, they should come to me. Okay. I'm starting out with bad stuff. They should come to me because they're narcissistic. They're selfish. They're this, they're that. Doesn't matter. In fact, that's even more of a reason. If you've deemed yourself morally superior, everything we know about the morally superior people is they humble themselves to serve others. So you can't claim moral superiority and inactivity. All right. Now, let me say what I'm not saying here. What I'm not saying here, somebody's abused you, somebody's hurt you, you've dealt with it, you've done everything possible, and finally you had to set a limit, you had to set distance because you had to keep limits because they're hurting you. That's fine. But notice that you, in that scenario, you've tried and you set boundaries and you said, you got to, clean up your act or I can't be with you and all that. And you gave them choices and you tried to be redemptive. That's fine at some point to say, that's all I can do. I've offered you an invitation. I've offered you a path. I've apologized. There's nothing more I can do. When you want to play ball, then you come over. That's fine. But see, in that instance, you've already taken many steps, the ones that are possible. So, redemptive people redeem things. They move towards their enemies. If it's safe, they try to work it out. So let's go to my favorite verses. What does the Bible say about this? For those of you who are from a faith background, who goes first? Who goes first? It is something I like to call a reconciliation sandwich. Because what the scriptures say is Who goes first, the injured party or the one who injured the other party? Who goes first? The answer is yes. Here's what it says. I'll just give you two little examples. If somebody's hurt you, they're responsible, right? If somebody's hurt you, go read Matthew 18, verse 15. If your brother or sister, if they sin against you, go to them in private, talk it out, see if they listen. The injured party goes and brings it up. Okay. What about the other side? Yeah. Here's what Jesus said. If you're even going and offering your prayers and your offerings and being Mr. and Miss Spiritual, and you remember at the altar that somebody has something against you, in this instance, they think you're the offended party. He says he doesn't want to even hear our prayers and offerings. Put that down, and it says, go be reconciled to your brother first. So it's kind of like saying, okay, we got a thirsty world out there, and who's going to give somebody the first sip of water? Are you kidding me? We want to be spreading water everywhere with everybody, whether we caused it or they caused it. So take the first step for your sister. Call her and say, I just want to tell you, I'm heartbroken over the fact that we're not talking. I love you. You're my sister. And I really want us to have a good relationship. I'm not sure what's happened here, but it seems like you're either hurt, I've hurt you in some way, or you feel offended or something. And I would like to really understand what it is. And then you listen to her story. And then you go from there, and all the rules of having difficult conversations. But come on, guys. If we're estranged from somebody, make the first move that you can make. And it's always about yourself. You can't control somebody else into doing it, but you can take that first step.